Many of you will know that Regton Metal Detectors, based in England, are my channel sponsors, and 25 years ago this year, I bought my first ever metal detector from them. They've just updated their website, and using my code, you can get 10% off, so go and take a look. I'm actually in the sidewall. Oh, that could be silver. Let me zoom in a bit. That might be silver. Oh, I think that is. Welcome back to the glorious fields of Perthshire in bonnie Scotland. And at last, I've got a new field. I've got a brand new field with a lot of potential. It is a carrot field. It's been harvested, there's straw scattered about everywhere. Sorry, I'm walking on the road and a car came there. But I'm on a field very close to where the Roman silver coins have come from. And it's covered in crop marks. Crop marks which, when you look at them, look almost like a village. And the question is it something or is it not something? Well, there's only one way to find out. Also, if you're not already subscribed, then please hit the button. My subs have kind of declined over the last few months, so it's always great to get some new followers. But as ever, if you like what you see, then hit the button. And today, it's just me on my own. There's rain on the way, but I'm hoping that I'll get 3, maybe 4 hours of detecting in before the rain comes. So let's go and see if we can find some treasure. And here we are, a sea of straw as far as the eye can see. Now you're probably wondering, what on earth is a carrot field doing covered in straw? Well, what they do is, in the autumn time, they put a layer of polythene down when the carrots are up to a certain size, and then they put about 2 or 3 foot of straw on top, and it kind of incubates the carrots, removes any need to harvest them and refrigerate them and store them. It's almost like a natural fridge, and the carrots live off the green stalks over the winter time and then are harvested to be packaged and sold. Okay, we have our first digger. Straw is not too thick. I've chosen a stretch where it isn't too bad. Ground is diggable. Still in there. And now out. What was the readout? 88 to 92. Oh no, I can see something right there. First hole is something tractor related, I think. Looks like a big cube of brass. Whatever it is, it looks like possibly one solid piece with a hole in each end. Well, there we go. That's our first target. A big old lump of brass or copper. But probably weighs a couple of ounces. Agricultural, methinks. Okay, we have 7071 so far for a whiskey bottle lid and a lump of copper. 7071. Could be a bit of lead. Oh, it's a lot easier digging than the last field that I was in. Needed a pneumatic drill to get into that one. Maybe there. It's not a coin, but as I say, it could be a bit of lead. Maybe a button. I think it's still in the hole, but let's just get the pinpointer and have a wee double check. No, we're out. There it is, right there. Have we got a coin? No, it's a button maybe. Well, that's interesting. It might be an alloy of some description. Let's get that turned off. Right, what are we going to reveal here? If it is a button, it looks like there's a design on it. Zoom in a touch. You know what? I think it's actually lead. It is. It is lead. And it looks like some kind of button or stud. Probably button, I would say, but well, there's actually writing on the back. Well, there you go, there's the reverse. There's definitely some squiggly letters on there. Looks like a stylized E going left to right, but it could be a G actually. Gibbs. I think it could be Gibbs, Gibbs, possibly. And, well, it's a new one by me. A little dimple in the middle there, maybe the button actually faced that way, out the way, and the shank was there. No idea. If you recognise that, let me know. I'd say 19th into early 20th century, but made of lead. Let me know in the comments below. Oh well, the jumper's off. It's getting very warm and humid. Got a couple of carrots out that hole, a wee tiddler and a broken one. And I got this. Came through 74, and I think that's a spoon handle. I keep going to put my hand in my pocket to get my brush, forgetting that it's attached to me. So, what have we got? Yep, I think we've got a spoon handle. Pewter, I would say, given the corrosion on it. Bit of iron coming through there. And again, it's probably a similar kind of date to the little buttony item. Probably 19th, early 20th century. Maybe 1700s, but probably 1800s, I would guess. But yeah, tip off a spoon, more than likely. But it's a thing. We have our first coin. Not deep at all, just a few inches, but right on its edge. And it might be Georgian. Yeah, I think it is. I think it's Georgian. Gave out a really squeaky little quiet signal, as ever. You know me, take a spadeful out, see what happens. Just give it a wee gentle dry. I think it is. I think it's Georgian. Maybe a George III. But we'll give that a dry out, and then I'll get back to you in a wee second. It's actually a pretty good coin. Not so good on this side, but with the bendy thumb treatment on the reverse, look at the difference. So there you go, you can clearly see the figure of Britannia seated, which tells me that it is definitely a Georgian coin because of the shape, the size, the rim, the thickness. It's a copper. And on the other side, I can just make out the faintest of heads. And I can also see Georgius. And there is his head, Mr. Potato Head himself, looking to the right hand side. A George III halfpenny, and that'll probably be before 1806, around about that period. 1802, 1806, something like that. But it's a halfpenny, it's at least a pint of beer, and we're back over 200 years old, so it's our oldest confirmed find so far, and it's a coin inside 20 minutes. Brilliant. A possible chance of back-to-back coins. 86, 87. It's a pretty small target, whatever it is. Sounds all right. Pretty sweet. Still in there. Oh, there we go. I can see a coin. Or a very big button. Oh, is it a washer? It could be, you know. Looks like it's got a hole in it. Ah, look at that. It's possibly a tarpaulin tie down, maybe a ringlet, an eyelet, whatever you want to call it. Oh, I thought I had back-to-back coins there. Well, that's life. Junk. Ah well. Well, isn't that just typical? Just up there is where I got that tarpaulin. Here I got an 82, reasonable signal. Scrape back the soil, the straw, sorry, and look, right on the surface practically is a potential halfpenny. So we could be in coin number 2 inside half an hour. Doesn't look like it's in great condition though. Give it a wee gentle tickle. Yeah, looks pretty toasty. Well, the bendy thumb is going to have its work cut out with that, but I'll get back to you in a second. Amazing what this bendy thumb can do. Look at that. It's gorgeous George. So we've gone from George the 3rd to George the 5th. And that is a halfpenny of George the 5th. Even better, I've got a date off it on the other side. I can just make out 1916 at the bottom. So a big year in Scottish and British history, 1916. Kicked off with, I was just telling clients about this on a tour the other day. The first ever bombing from the air of Scotland occurred in April of 1916 when Edinburgh was bombed. 2 Zeppelin bombers, German airships, took off from Belgium or Holland, and they sailed over to Scotland and they ended up bombing Edinburgh, which was lit up like a Christmas tree. It's the one and only time that the famous 1 o'clock gun, the cannon fired 6 days a week at Edinburgh Castle at 1 o'clock, was ever used in anger, but it was actually firing blanks because they didn't have any live ammunition. 1916 was also the Easter Rising in Ireland, and centred around the post office in Dublin, which resulted in the capture and the defeat of the Irish Republican movement, or at least at that particular point in time. And 1916 was also a big year because in the summer through to about November or December, the Battle of the Somme kicked off. It involved about 3 million men on both sides. The Great War, the First World War, and it was an absolute bloodbath. The opening day of the Battle of the Somme resulted in 60,000 British casualties, the worst day in British military history. But 1 million men were wounded or killed on both sides over the 5-month campaign, all to gain just a few miles. Horrific. So I wonder what the mood was of the person when they lost this coin. But still, it's another coin, and I've only been going for half an hour, if that. I think we're back on the dentifrice, the powdered toothpaste made in Great Britain, probably from the late 19th, early 20th century. It's amazing how much of this stuff you pick up round here. Oh well, plenty of targets coming up. I have dug in the first 1 hour, I think I've dug something like 45 holes. So that is a lot of holes in 1 hour, but a couple of coins so far, both of them coming in the first half an hour. The jumper's off because it's too hot, but this is a big field, way bigger than I expected. Come over the brow of the ridge up behind me there, and it's pretty vast and it's actually pretty easy detecting. So the big crop marks are primarily over that way, so I'm going to make my way over in that direction, see if we can find anything old. Well, I think they missed a bit when they were harvesting the carrots, because this bit here is absolutely chock full of carrots. But this was a 70-74. It's lead, I can tell just by the weight. And I can see a little bit of the colour coming through as well. It looks like it might be dome shaped. Possibly a button. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe a sort of lead stud, but don't know what that would be for. Interesting. Yeah, strange one. So, a bit of lead. Unusual. But it's a thing. If you know, comment below. This one's just in case. A very weak 9093. Sometimes these can turn out to be something interesting. Other times, nothing at all. But many times, I haven't filmed it and I've regretted it. Oh, for goodness sake. It's in a little hollow. Come on, out you get, straw. Right, I don't think I'm going to be able to do a live dig on this one. Oh no, there we go. I'm in. Please be in that. Nope. Pinpoint. Can't imagine it's deep because of the amount of straw there. Well, how wrong was I? Okay, back to you in a wee minute. Well, there you go. No day's detecting is complete without finding a doorknob. And that was deep. That's about 10 inches under the soil, but there's probably another 6 inches of straw on top of that as well. So a good detection depth. But ultimately, 19th century junk. That was the doorknob right there. And right here might be another doorknob. Well, 8990, it's got the potential to maybe be a bit of brass or a bit of copper. Plenty of carrots again. Seem to have missed plenty in this field. Still down there. Maybe they just didn't harvest this bit of the field. No, we're still in there. Oh, I can see something. What is that there? That's a stone, I think. Yes, that's a green stone. I'm actually in the sidewall. Oh! Oh! Oh, that could be silver. Let me zoom you in a bit. That might be silver. Oh, I think that is. That is, I think, silver. Or aluminium. Nope, I think that's silver. Look at that edge. That is a coin. Oh, it's a coin. We've got a silver coin. And a pound of carrots as well. There you go. That's a decent sized silver. That is a decent sized silver. That's probably a shilling. 12 pence. It could even be a... Well, in fact, it can't be a Gavilimus because it's got a milled edge. So it could be Victorian. Or George V or something like that. George V, I think. I can see a forehead starting to come out. Oh, it's not. Is it? No, it's Victoria. It is Queen Victoria. God, the mud's sticky. That is Queen Victoria. That is a beautiful silver coin. Someone commented saying, get a decent spray bottle. Trust me, the spray bottle's pretty good. It's just the soil that's sticky. Yes! That is a lovely coin. Look at that. It's our early head, but that means it could be any time before about 1880. Got it upside down. We've got a date. 1852. I think that is. You beauty. Beautiful big bit of silver. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Right, let me clean this up and get back to you in a second. Well, look at that, folks. Victoria de Gracia, Britannia Regina Fid Def. Queen Victoria, by the grace of God, Queen of the Britons, Defender of the Faith. Now the reverse, unfortunately, is pretty worn, but you can see a crown. Let me zoom you in a touch. You can just about make out the letters 1 shilling. I'll fade that in if I can keep my hand still enough, but 1 shilling at a time when there were 240 pence to the pound, and there were 12 old pence, 12d to the shilling. So this is 1/20th of a pound, if my maths is any good. A reasonable amount of money back in the day. It is a silver coin, 92.5% silver, and 1 shilling, if I remember rightly, around about 1850, 1 shilling was a day's wages for a labourer, for a farm worker. So 12 pence, 1850, you're probably talking about somewhere between 12 and 24 pints of beer. If you weren't handy on the beer, then a pound of soap would cost about a shilling in 1850. Or you could buy, well, quite a lot of sparrows, 48 sparrows, because a sparrow was a farthing, which is a quarter of a pence. So you could buy 48 sparrows, or you could buy 48 portions of oysters and bread, 3 oysters and bread from a street seller in London. So that is a fairly hefty amount of cash. 1 day's wages, probably the equivalent to losing about a £50 note today for an average labourer. Brilliant, really nice coin, happy with that, very happy. And everybody loves a bit of silver. Worthy of a live dig. But I think it might be too big to be a coin. 82, 83, there's a stone. Any more carrots? Should have brought a bag with me. Try and get... Very difficult to dig straw with a spade. But we are out. So, well, what have we got this time? I have to say I haven't had... Oh, there's something there round. Oh, it's a button again. It's a hemweight made of lead. Oops. It's a hemweight from probably a lady's skirt, a pleated skirt. Zoom you in a touch. There you are. Probably Victorian, probably the same era as the silver coin I got a few minutes ago. Loving this new field, plenty of targets. Nothing particularly old yet, but hey, silver and 3 coins in under 2 hours is pretty good going. 64 this time, and I think we've got another lead-based item. Maybe another button, possibly. No, maybe not. Strange one. So it kind of looks like a rivet, but it's made of lead. So it cannot be a rivet. Some sort of fastening. It's got writing around it. You know what it is? It's the end off of a tube for like toothpaste or cream or something like that. You can just see the odd letter round there. So there you go. They used to make tubes for toothpaste out of lead. Just what you want when you're brushing your teeth or whatever, or rubbing it on your skin. Fantastic. Probably Victorian, middle of the 19th century. Another coin contender. 85. In you pop. Ugh. Well, I don't think it's a coin. I think it's some sort of metal strap. And it is. Agricultural. Okie dokie. 77. Nice and soft, this patch here that goes up the hill has kind of been stripped away completely, so I've decided, let's do this line, make life a bit easier. Sounds like a bit of a bag of spanners, to be honest. Can't get my spade in the ground. There it is there, I think. That's green. That is green, and it's a, well, it's a thing. It is a thing. Got little dots and ridges on it. Yeah, it's definitely decorated. I wonder if it could be part of a, like a Vesta case for cigarettes, for matches maybe. It definitely doesn't look agricultural. So, there you are, some sort of fitting. Probably less than 200 years old, but if you recognise it, then let me know in the comments below. Again, another dodgy one, but that looks kind of round. Ugh. Oh no, it's part of a horse decoration, I think. Thought for there it was a great big rivet or something, but no, I think it's a horse brass. I think. If it's not horse brass, it's decoration for like a drawer pull on a writing desk or a piece of furniture, I would say. But no, I think it's a horse brass. Probably would have been mounted on leather. And date wise, probably in the 1800s. We have another contender. 84. Ground's quite soft, so let's scrape it away a wee bit. Still in there. We're out, but I don't see anything. Right there. That's a big, it's a knobbly thing. What is that? Some sort of pull or end off a handle maybe? Yeah, I think it's, no, I don't know, the end off a poker perhaps, for your fire, or maybe some sort of decorative finial for a piece of furniture. Again, probably 1800s through to the early 1900s, but if you know, let me know. This time we've got a lead seal. Now I can just make out the words Dundee, which is a town just to the east of where I am. There's a little lead crimped seal, Dundee, on this side as well, D-E-E, and that's an N, so Dundee. Probably off of a bag of fertiliser or compost or manure or even seed, and probably from the latter part of the 19th into the early 20th century. Just pulled off the bag and thrown away where they stood. Once again, I don't know what it is, I seem to go off to a flyer and then it seems to go dead and then it starts to, well, hopefully it gets better. But that could well be a penny. Oh, straw again. Could well be a penny. Come on, please get me back on track. Well, we're out, but I don't see anything yet. Recently it's been bottle tops and aluminium. Is it there? It is there. What is that? That is a nut. Oh well. Back on the junk. Oh well, folks. Oh, microphone. Oh no! Look at this. This is the road. That gives you an idea of how much rain's fallen in 10 minutes. And there's thunder and lightning as well. I've already been struck by lightning about 15 years ago, so I'm hoping that lightning doesn't strike twice. I made it back. I am alive, but I'm also sitting in my boxer shorts, in my underwear, because I'm absolutely soaked. 1 minute after leaving that field, 20 minutes of the worst rain you will ever see, and thunder and lightning. So I'm going to drive home for half an hour in my underwear, and then I'll do a little summary video, so don't go anywhere. At least I'm still alive, and you can still hear the thunder and lightning right overhead. Well, I made it, and what a difference a day makes. Unbelievable. I had some technical difficulties. I literally looked behind me at some point and I saw the big black cloud behind me. Now, there was heavy rain forecast that afternoon, but it came early. It came about an hour earlier than expected. And my goodness, when it rained, boy oh boy did it rain. And who had a 20-minute walk back to the car? Me. So, absolutely horrific. And when you're walking about with a metal detector and a stainless steel spade, and there's thunder and lightning going off all around you, and you're in the middle of a wide open space, it's a bit of a scary experience. At one point, there was a 1 second gap between the flash of lightning and the bolt of thunder, or was it the other way around? I can't remember. Either way, the storm was right over the top of me. And as you saw, the road just turned into a river. I think we got half, 3/4 of an inch of rain in less than 20 minutes. And I was soaked to the skin. But I made it, I survived. I drove home in my underwear. Fortunately, I wasn't stopped by the police, because that would have taken some explaining. But I am going to now show you the best of the finds in the lightbox. Welcome back to the lightbox. So this is literally all of the half decent finds. All the aluminium, all the scrap little bits of metal and tin foil and such like are all in the recycling bins. But this is the better quality stuff, I suppose you would call it. Not necessarily all amazing and great, but still not bad by my standards for 3.5 hours or so in a brand new field. But the field was littered with finds. This was the first find, which has got these holes at either end. It probably weighs about 2 ounces, and it's either brass or copper. But I've got no idea what it's for. A weird one, probably agricultural. At the time, I thought that this pressed metal thing was little dots and diamonds, but now that I'm home, I realise that that is thistles, thistle heads. So possibly it is some sort of Vesta case, but it looks just a little bit short for putting matches in, to me. But if anyone recognises it, then do let me know. I mean, maybe it's military, but it is definitely pressed metal, so it's probably no older than the 200 years old or so. It's early 19th century at best, but it is an interesting little thing. So, Scottish thistles. Let me know what you think of that. I'm now pretty certain that this little lead button or little lead tag is Gibbs, Gibbs. And I'm sure that's the same manufacturer that makes dentifrice, the dental powder. So maybe it's associated with another product that they made, or maybe they made buttons as well, an advertising button, but not sure. This is, I think, the end of a pewter spoon or pewter piece of cutlery. Couldn't see a maker's mark on it, but probably from the 1800s. I mean, it could be earlier, but, well, it's better than aluminium. And this was a curious little thing as well. A little dome-shaped piece of lead. Looks like it's got 2 fittings on it, either side. So maybe part of a button or some sort of fastening. But if you recognise it, then let me know. And then a little hem weight for the pleats of a skirt, more than likely. Someone out working in the fields in the 19th or very early 20th century, and they've dropped the lead weight out of their pleat dress, their pleated skirt.
And this little finial, which could well be part of a poker maybe for a fire, but it's got a slightly sort of rilled edge there, a milled edge or a rilled edge, and well, you can see it's clearly broken off something there. So maybe it's a poker for a fireplace, or maybe it's something decorative off of a piece of furniture.
I've had to re-record this because for the umpteenth time I called it Elizabeth II. I don't know why I keep confusing Elizabeth II with Victoria when they both look nothing like one another. But anyway, this is Queen Victoria. It is a shilling or 12 pence and it's in pretty good condition, dating from 1852. So 12 old pence back in the day. And I did look it up, and right enough, in 1850, the average farm labourer would have earned one of these a day. So 1 shilling a day. So that is a lot of money to lose. But I am very, very happy to have found it. It's a beautiful little coin, a day's wages for someone. And I wonder how upset they were about that.
All in all, though, a pretty good day out. Must have dug around about 100 holes, but we got a bit of silver, we got another couple of coins, the oldest being George III from around about 1806. So all in all, I can't complain at all.
So there we go. All in all, a pretty good day, a very promising field, and I haven't even done 1% of it yet. Hopefully the farmer's going to come in with some machinery, chop that straw up, plough it into the field along with all the leftover carrots so that it can start to decompose. And I don't think he's going to plant this field until the very end of this year or maybe even next year. So the hope is that this field is going to be detectable all the way through summer. So as long as I get the time, then hopefully I can keep producing videos. Assuming, of course, I actually find something. But so far so good, so I can't complain. And to get some silver, a lovely shilling of Queen Victoria is a phenomenal find. So I'm over the moon with that. But as ever, if anyone who's watching is not already subscribed to the channel, I'd appreciate if you would hit the button. And if you like what you see, give me a thumbs up. If you don't like it, give me a double tap. And hopefully, I'll see you all on the next video. So take care, and thank you all for watching. Such a nice day. I might even try and get out and detect for a couple of hours before sunset. Right, we'll see you all soon. Thanks for watching.